the sugar frosting.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones with the sprinkles and the color, those are so good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start today first with your task, your core values task. And this year's task is called School Supply Invention. And so for this task, you guys have to choose 2 cards from in here. And what you do is you create a new product. You create a new product based on the 2 items written on the cards. And this product, you have to come up with a name and also a description of the product, like what it'll do. So,
Where are we gonna work?
you can just work in the little room. And you guys will have 5 minutes to come up with the name and the description, and after the 5 minutes, you'll present to us. So, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, you guys, once you choose 2 cards, your time will start.
Nope, there's 3. There's 3.
Oh.
Just 2. Okay, what does that say? What is that? Why is it writing? It's just like a ruler. Wait, can we add any other items to it?
It's your product.
Yeah,
It's your
whatever.
product.
Yeah, it's,
But it has to include these.
yes.
That's correct.
So if you have to measure anything, like this one. So then the whiteboard. Like maybe. So if you have to measure anything, you can just take it. What's the name? I thought it's the name. So look at it. You can click it and then. So you could click it and then when you make a line, it'll show like ruler stuff. And then you click it again, and then it's just a normal marker. And you can do it on the marker. I like that. A digital marker. Yeah. But then we need to move over. Yeah, you have to write on a special type of whiteboard. Digital whiteboard and the marker. Digiboard. But it's kind of like the Digitext. There's already something. No, it's not. It's not. Yes, because we had no idea. Okay. No, seriously, it's
You guys can talk normally, it's fine.
Guys, what I'm talking about is you click it, and then you put the marker on, it'll show like 1 inch, 2, and then you click the whiteboard again, and then it's just a straight line. Right? I like that. Yeah. It's like a smart, it's like a smart board. Why don't we actually tap it? If you tap it on the whiteboard, so it's the marker. So you just put, guys, so here's the thing. So it's just a marker, and you just scramble. You can click the whiteboard and just come through. Because the whiteboard, it's like a ruler kind of thing, and if you click it again, it's just long. And also, if you have to measure anything on the board, just click it and it'll have. Okay, draw anything you want, and then nothing.
So if you draw something on the board and you want to measure it, you click a button on the board and it measures.
Basically, when you draw a line, it starts out as like a ruler, and it says like 1 inch and then 2 inches, depending on how long you draw, right? Yeah, and then you click the whiteboard again, and then you click the whiteboard again, and then it becomes a straight line, right? Yeah, basically. So just do this line. So this is what this is. So it's like a big whiteboard, and then if you use this marker to it, and if you tap, if you use a marker, and the one side is like a tapping begin, if you tap it with that tapping begin, you see a ruler. And then if you tap it again with the tapping, you see a regular whiteboard. And then you can use the marker to do it. No. When you like with the marker, the line, it becomes a ruler. And then when you tap it, so basically you draw a line with the marker, and then that line is a ruler until you tap it, and then it's just a straight line. It's not exactly a ruler. Like let's just say you're drawing a straight line and you want a star and you want to measure it. So that it'll take it'll show. Okay, let's just say I'm drawing a circle. It'll somehow measure it, and it'll show you. So if you want to see half the circle, you can see it. Okay, so it's called the digiboard. Explain it.
No, but like if you draw a circle, it would go like 1 inch,
2 inches, 3 inches.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
2
Like that.
inches, 1 inch.
So like, let's say you draw a certain line, and then if you tap on it, it'll show like the measuring marks.
Yeah.
All the way.
So basically, it draws it like perfect, a perfect inch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What was anything to explain?
Yeah, what's digiboard?
It's called a digimat.
It's a digiboard. It sounds like digi.
Digibird.
Digiboard. Digibird. Digiboard.
Who's just ready to present?
Learning and Junie's first.
So you guys want to
Come on.
start?
Okay.
So our project that we made right now is called a digiboard, basically. So there's a board and there's a special marker with it. You take the marker and let's just say you want to measure a star you draw on the board. You just click a button and
So it'll show you like the inches on it. The
it'll-
width.
if you want, and if you don't, you can only do it if you want to measure it.
Yeah.
So it basically draws like a perfect inch or centimeter or anything like that.
And there's a special button for centimeter and a special button for inch.
So you're taking consideration of different measurement
Uh-huh.
scale.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, like a
so-
star, a circle, half a circle.
Is it okay if we draw it somewhere?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So basically, if you draw a line, or a circle or anything, it shows those inch marks or any type of measuring tool on it, and somewhere it just tells you how long it is or how wide it is.
So let's say there's a marker, and one side is the place where you, no. So it's a regular marker, and if you draw a line on it, and if you want to see the measurements, you press the button, it'll show you the measurements. And you can change it to centimeter by saying centimeter, inches, or anywhere.
And just say our two. If there's a circle, like somewhat like this, except without the footmark. Sorry. Yeah, hold on. It would be like 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches,
Yeah, it'll technically just
5 inches, 4 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches, 1
You
inch.
might have just want to use.
And
So basically, like on it, it will tell on the line where you draw it, which will be sort of thick, it'll just pop up, like this part will be 1 inch, and then this part will be 2 inches, and it'll show like that.
And it'll only happen if you press the button,
Yeah.
and you don't have to. You don't have to.
And who can use this product?
Teachers or kids who are doing things at home, maybe.
Everybody.
Yeah.
How big this product would be?
Regular size of
Regular
the
size of
size.
smartboard.
Guys, don't.
Regular size of the whiteboard?
Yeah, like the size of smartboard, like the blackboard there.
And where that part is where all those pens are, that's where the special marker is.
And it depends on what size you want. You don't have to have it exactly that size.
So it could be portable, it could be
Yeah,
something
the star.
smaller.
Yeah.
The limit of the size could be the smartboard.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, and then our two things for our ruler.
Okay.
And then, how would you present this product? How would you sell this product to students?
Maybe like, you could like pay some commercial, or you could be like, you could go up to your teacher and say, this is a gift, or I want you to have this because it could really help you and your students.
And how much this product would be sold?
Well, probably like
Like
from
a little bit
$50
more
to
than
$100, probably,
wouldn't make
depending on the size.
You wouldn't make it too expensive, or else no one wouldn't want to like buy it, and they might just build something that's not real.
Yeah. So it'd probably be like $50 to $100 depending on the size.
And it would be powered by?
Solar power.
solar power.
All right.
So with solar power, they don't have to try to make it somewhere near the window.
Yeah. And it's also just like lamp also powered.
Yeah, like any light.
Any light. It just needs light.
This is also for people who are trying to learn, but they don't have any other resources to learn.
You were saying?
Well, I mean, it could be like, so you don't like different sizes. For different sizes, if you wanted, like a teacher, a math teacher could use it. So it could be like a regular size of a whiteboard, and then like a teacher, math or any teacher, when he or she is teaching like how to measure stuff, that then the teacher could like use the marker and show an example.
If it's a dark day or it's a stormy day, it probably would work with the solar power. So
that's why
it
it
also
has
has
battery.
it has battery and solar. The batteries would be like a special kind of battery because depending on the size, you need different kinds of batteries.
And also, if the batteries were out and you didn't have any, it could have like a hand pump that could turn it on, so you used your hand and you would open and close it so that the gears would turn really, really fast and it could turn it on.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, anything else you want to add?
On the product. And how will you call this product?
The digiboard.
The digiboard, sorry, I know it. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Also, it could be used for like learning how to measure.
Thank you, judges.
All right,
Thank you,
and
judges.
now we have some questions for you guys. So you're not done yet. So can you guys tell us about the roles each of you had on your team and how you determined who had what role?
For this project?
Like when you were working on your robot.
Well, some of us liked to do like programming more, and some of us liked to do the project more. So we didn't like have like specific roles. Like one of us did all of the work, or one of us did none of the work, and they just programmed the robot. But some of us most of the time went over to programming when they wanted to, and some of us went over to the project because some people like different things. So we didn't really have specific roles.
How did you manage your weakness and strength?
Oh, because first when we first choose which section or group we want to go in. Like if we half of us go to the programming group and half of us go to like the project. Then after like half of the time we switch, and so we do the equal amounts.
The first meeting we went to my backyard, and there was a trampoline, and so my dad made up this game where you would there was one person in the middle, and then everyone else was surrounding them on the corners of the trampoline. And then my dad would say someone's name, and that person would go into the middle, and the other person that was in the middle would go back to where that person was standing.
So it was easier for us to learn each other's names.
So you just met this season?
Well, not really. Some of us have met before this season, but others of us haven't met. And it was also for our coaches to learn our names.
Okay. Can you guys tell us about a problem you may have had and how you solved it? Yeah.
So for programming, once or like a few times we've been having this problem. Like sometimes we might have a wrong rotation or something like that, and it wouldn't do exactly what we wanted it to. So we would write down the notes of what the mistakes were, and then we would try to see what we would need to do to fix it. And then we would cross out the number on first draft for what we want the robot to do, and put the new number. And then we would put it again on our program.
What's your name?
Angelina.
Can you explain your board? What do we have back there?
Yeah.
So basically, so over here and over here, we have like about everyone.
Yeah, like we wrote down our own personal bios.
On the bottom parts over there, we have core values,
And what are those core values? From those core values, which one is the most that you value, that you keep to yourself?
We have fun.
We have fun.
Fun.
And did you all work together on the board?
Yes.
Okay.
And then some of the professionals we met with, one of them was our teacher, our principal, Dr. Gimbo. We have a picture of us with her, 2 of those.
And we shared our information with a dance teacher.
Okay.
And she's in that picture down there.
Here.
And then we also have we've got a description of our project.
Which is the
We
HPL.
called it the HPL. After the words help people learn.
And also,
And it's basically just a bodysuit that can help you.
Who came with the name of Lego cookies and why?
Lego cookies? Well, I came up with that. Well, we all came up with a bunch of different names, but I came up with Lego cookies, and I came up with that name because we're all fun people and we like eating. Yeah, cookies. So, and so we did like.
and we voted, so
And we didn't put our heads down for the vote because in my brother's tournament they said that head down votes. They thought that wasn't a good idea because then the kids they thought that the kids should be able to do it with their heads up, like because they're a team and they don't copy off of each other.
If you're working on an environment, let's say in this room, and you're developing your robot, in this corner here, and in that corner there's another team of people, or team of the group, and they're stuck on a problem, would you help them?
Yes.
How would you do?
Like, if they need some, it matters what it is. We won't directly tell them the answer, but we'll give them clues until they seem to get it, and then we'll just let them answer.
Or like maybe they're missing something, like maybe a charger. We could lend them one of ours if we had one.
and ours was charged, they forgot theirs, and their robot was not charged, we could just.
And can you guys just tell us what you've learned from doing FLL and how you would implement what you've learned in the future?
So we learned how to work together and how to program. Because like, say there you have a job, but you'll have a job for programming. You'll know how to program, so you won't like have to learn it like in the future because you already know how to program.
I wanted to point something out. These 3 cookies are all different colors, which stand for everyone is different, and it doesn't really matter.
And also this is a team battle.
Eat to live to learn.
Yes, we also, our favorite program is Robot, which is right over there.
This bottom one.
This is a robot.
Okay.
And his name is Cookie Bot.
Because there's a very nice picture drawn next to Cookie Bot.
Did you guys, when you were working, I know that you answered a question about problem solving and things like that, but let's say that during the process of working, one of the team members had an issue or was ill or was an illness. How did you talk to each other? How did you help to each other?
If someone was sick, we would still do it with the people there, and we would try and work a little bit faster since there are not as many people.
And then when that person came back, we would fill them in on what we did, and then it would be good for them too. Because you don't want to get other people sick just because you don't want to see anything.
If we had to do something like voting, let's just say someone was sick and we were doing our voting of the names, we would still do our voting, but we would confirm still, because their vote also counts.
And And not only for the team name did we do the voting, but also for the name FLL.
And we also voted on the colors for our shirt, which these weren't actually supposed to be the colors for our shirt, but we accidentally ordered the shirts before we changed the colors.
Yeah,
So
these were supposed to be the trial colors to see what it looked like, but then when we tried and changed the color, they didn't accept.
It was supposed to be blue and pink.
How would you define professionalism?
Gracious professionalism, yeah. How would you guys define it and exemplify it in a term?
Like, gracious professionalism to us means like
Sportsmanship.
we're nice to everybody, not just each other.
And we're still happy if we win. And if we're still happy if we lose, and also we don't get overconfident.
So if we do something really good, and we don't get all crazy, we just
We congratulate each other. We don't be mean to other people that we want.
And we appreciate how the other teams do. If the other team wins, we don't start with nagging and saying, we should have won. We just calmly say, congratulations, and be happy that we at least were in the competition.
And when another team passes by us, we say good luck to them too.
yeah, like someone from our school, when we were passing them, they said good luck, and I smiled at them and said thank you.
And we gave out cookies to her brothers.
That's cute.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you, judges.
And make sure not to share what the task is with other teams.